Oh, there you go.
Hello, my name is Phoebe Toll and I'm the Marketing Executive here at AQ Metrics. Thank you for joining us at today's webinar, Your Regulatory Story, the Secret to Intelligent Regulatory Reporting. Are you burdened by your current regulatory process? Are you relieved when each filing is submitted? Do you count down the days to the next filing? We at AQ Metrics can ensure your regulatory story has a happy reporting cycle, delivering diamonds back to your firm beyond the reports themselves. Today, as you can see by our agenda, we are going to show you how. Our expert panelists today are Cathal Connolly, Head of Global Regulatory Reporting. Cathal will give us an introduction to AQ Metrics Intelligent Regulatory Reporting. Kieran Linga Raghu, Global Regulatory Reporting Analyst. Kieran will present a demo of the AQ Metrics platform, and Steve Barnes, our Chief Technology Officer, who will talk us through what else you can do with your data and what insights can be unveiled. If you have any questions to ask the panel during the webinar, please submit them and we'll do our best to answer them. So let's get started. Cathal, what are the challenges of regulatory reporting and how can those challenges be made less daunting?
Thanks, Phoebe. Yeah, I suppose with the regulatory reporting, it can be made a difficult process. What's key for clients is to find a partner that understands both the industry, not just regulatory reporting, but the asset services industry and also the client strategy. You find a partner that takes the burden away from you so you can concentrate on your business as usual tasks. We at AQ Metrics, we provide an end-to-end regulatory reporting solution to meet the requirements for the client. So this is across all of the regulations and future emerging regulations also. AQ Metrics have built-in aggregation methodologies compliant with the schemas and the guidance from the regulator, so whether it's ESMA or the SEC or the NFA. We've also got built-in specific validations to ensure a seamless process. So when clients are uploading XMLs or filing with the regulators, they can be 100% confident that it will go through the portal. So AQ Metrics work with the clients, administrators and the brokers to do all the heavy lifting for the clients. I suppose with regulatory reporting, it came out of the blue, back in 2012 rather. So we will take that heavy lifting and the burden away from the clients to ensure that they are compliant and their regulatory filings are completed in a timely manner. We've been doing reg reporting since 2015 and have tested with all the regulators, so both ESMA and the SEC and the NFA, and we've got 100% accuracy come filing time. So again, that's key because you don't want any failings or any kind of last minute hiccups come filing time. We have a customer success team here at AQ Metrics that provide a premium service to the clients to ensure a smooth and easy process while remaining compliant. So again, as I mentioned previously, we will do all the heavy lifting. We will bring the clients through an onboarding process and do gap analysis from prior filing periods also to ensure that the clients are adhering to the guidelines as stipulated by the regulator. If there's any nuances or anything client specific, we will also ensure that's input into the responses. We electronically produce XMLs then with the specific regulator nuances built in. So again, more so around ESMA because you're dealing with different regulators. We will have the different nuances. So whether it's different validations depending on where you're filing. And then with the SEC and the NFA, again, as I mentioned, we've got the built-in validations to ensure that you're compliant with the schema. So come filing time, it will be a smooth process and it'll go straight through.
Thank you very much, Cathal. Now, Kieran will bring us through the AQ Metrics platform.
Thanks, Phoebe. For many investment firms, managing their regulatory compliance is an ongoing struggle. Regulators' websites are difficult to navigate, the regulations themselves can be confusing, and the technical specifications of the submission files change all the time. So knowing what to file, when it's due, and to whom is an ongoing and time-consuming challenge that takes your focus away from what really matters, growing your business. The next slide shows how everything fits together. With AQ Metrics' cloud-based regulatory reporting platform, managing your reporting needs is quite easy. It's rolled out in days, not weeks or months. It's intuitive and simple to onboard. First, we import all your data. Then this golden source of data is used to generate all the reports you need. After that, it's quick and easy to file with the regulators. Getting started is simple. We analyze your data with our platform and generate a signature-ready filing that takes minutes to review. On the left-hand side of this diagram, you will see our flexible data management approach. Your data is imported via automated feeds or user-initiated batch files or via the data maintenance screens. Once it's in, we'll transform and enrich the data. In the middle, we will run all the different, you see how we run all the different rules for various regulations for automating the reporting process. This is at the heart of our solution. And over here on the right, you'll see that AQ Metrics solution is embedded into your firm's supervisory workflow, whereby your review and approval process is controlled and audited. So from a manager's perspective, progress can easily be tracked, managed, analyzed. So there's no software to install, no technical standards to master. AQ Metrics does all the heavy lifting. So now I'll take you through a short demo of our program. Yeah, so I'm just going to bring that up here now. Yeah. So this is the dashboard, the regular reporting dashboard. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the reporting options. You'll only see what's applicable or what your firm is signed up for. So if your firm is not doing AIFMD, you will not see it here. If you're not using our risk platform, you won't see it here either. And this dashboard is configurable for each user. So within the dashboard, we have various tools. So over here at the top, you'll see the operational report status. So this allows you to monitor the status and completion of your regulatory filings. And the tool in the bottom is the regulatory threshold report. So we take files from the administrators on a monthly basis and upload them into our system. And a client can monitor their overall AUMs for filing frequency requirements. Or if you're doing Form PF, you can check if a fund is considered to be a qualifying fund and is required to file Section 2B. So this allows the client to continuously monitor their filing requirements. And over here to the right-hand side, you'll see a tool to display the data loads into our system. Because AQ Metrics does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to importing your data, not all clients would use this feature. Asset managers and fund administrators like to see this because they will be uploading data to the application. So the way we kind of operate is to detect any issues early. So if there's an issue with the file, it will fail immediately, and it'll notify you of the issue, and you will see it here on the screen. So I just clicked on the natural person arrow over here that's in red, so it pops up, and you'll see that it's expecting something there, but there's nothing there. So as I mentioned, the screen is configurable. If the client data load report tool isn't applicable to you, you can remove it from the screen and only keep what's applicable. So moving on from the dashboard, let's go back to the menu bar that I mentioned earlier. It's on the left-hand side, and from here we can go into the Form PF module. So the Form PFs are completed at the manager level. So let's click on that here. So this has, I've clicked on the Form PF module here, and I'll just show you a list of all the reports that we've previously completed. So this shows you the manager name, the reporting period, and the status of the report. So for our clients, we ensure that the reports are fully populated, and they just need to click in to review the reports themselves. So we've built the application for ease of use and ease of review. So once I click into this report, you will kind of see what are the different aspects of it. And so on the top left-hand corner, you will see the static data points. So you will see the regulatory AUM, the net assets under management. So to the right of it, you will see the workflows. So a workflow is a sequence of actions that can be taken within the application to move the status of the filing along. So the workflow is configurable to suit your requirements. So some clients like to have multiple levels of review and approval, and that can be configured in the application. So within the application, everything is tracked and recorded in this audit log. So if anyone makes a change or brings it through levels of approval, you will see it here in the audit log. And so you'll see each and every action tracked there in the audit log. So from a manager's perspective, it's a lot easier to see what changed when and probably why. So that's your audit log. And so just to reiterate, we've built our application to make it, as easy to use and to review. So as you can look at the report here on the bottom, you'll see that it resembles the SEC's paper form that you're familiar with. And as Carl mentioned earlier, we've built in validations at every step of the way, so that if there are mandatory fields that are with some of the figures missing and they don't, or some numbers don't necessarily add up, you will see that the application tells you that a mandatory field that is required is not filled out and you need it. So for example, over here in question 3, I will remove the regulatory assets under management, make that blank. And let me just do that quickly here. Yeah, so this is in the section 1A of the Form PF. So obviously a lot of this is mandatory and required to complete a filing. All right, so yeah. So obviously we need the regulatory assets under management and the net assets under management to make this reporting, to file this report. So I'm going to just clear out the numbers for both regulatory assets under management and net assets under management. And you should be able to see that there's a validation issue that says that that this is required data. So, and you'll see a red warning light here. Yeah. Oh, I think, yeah, there's a bit of a lag on the screen, so you're probably not seeing what I'm seeing at the moment. So let's try and wait for it to come, to catch up with me here. But yeah, so what should happen there is that you would see like a red warning sign next to the AUM and also where the section 1A is. Yeah. And so some of the other bits here are for, like, say, the section 1B. For example, if you go to the FAST level, that's a question where a lot of things are total. So to make the reviewing easier, look-throughs are built for questions where only the final total is displayed. So for example, if you look at this bit over here, the level 2 liabilities, if you look at this, you'll see that the only level 2 instruments that are included in the calculation, here you'll be able to click on the icon and you'll see a list of level 2 liabilities here. So, and it's similar across the application in different regulatory reports. So, all right, so after this, I'm going to move to Form 2A, because one of the major pain points for customers is the question 26 and question 30 in the Form PF. So, because it's asking for totals of a particular sub-asset in a particular month. So if you go through the list, we'll try and find something that does have a total. So that would be sovereign and municipal bonds. So that's U.S. Treasury securities here. So I'm just going to wait for that to load up. Yeah, okay. So if I click on the icon over here, you'll be able to see the different securities that contribute towards that total. So, and also you'll notice below that, because there's a number for the U.S. Treasury securities, you need to fill the line below it out. So if it's missing, it'll warn you that that's something that's required is missing. And another feature that we have is that we make the reports available in a printer-friendly format. So you'll see that over here on the main screen where it says View Report. So some clients, depending on the number of funds they have, prefer to read the report on a single screen that scrolls down through all the sections instead of viewing it within our application. So just click on View Report over here. And this gives you the entire filing in a single page. So you can print it out or you can save it as PDF, and it's, you can review it right here. So, and this can be downloaded as PDF. You can save it down in your shared drive. So it just makes everything a lot easier. And another feature that was kind of requested by different clients would have been something to compare reports across different reporting periods. So we've built a compare function. So you just have to click on the two reports you want to compare. So, and the differences are highlighted on the screen. So if a client is, checking their static data and, if there's a change, and generally there shouldn't be a change, they can use this as the first step to kind of start checking, why there was a change. So that's the Form PF. So, and I'll take you through some of the reports of the other reporting modules that we have in the application. So the first up is the CPO. So this is a pool level filing, and let me get into one of the reports here. So with the CPO PQR, depending on whether the fund is filing the Form PF as well, it can be an abridged filing. So, and we've incorporated this into the report. So now that we're in the report we want to review, you will see that this pool also files Form PF. So you'll see that Schedule B and Schedule C Part 2 at the top are grayed out. So this prevents you from filing an incorrect report. So now say we change it. So let's say you're not filing Form PF, and we're going to change the size of your fund to, a very large fund. So now you'll see that Schedule B and Schedule C Part 2 are no longer grayed out, so they are applicable and you need to fill them out. And if you look at the general setup of the actual module, you'll see that to the top left, it's static data, and to the right, it's the workflows over here. So you can see all the different buttons here that allow you to, complete different actions. And so and again, the workflows can be customized any way you want. So if a client wants to have 2, 3, 4 levels of approval, you can do so. And an XML can be created only once it's gone through all levels of approval. So again, to emphasize, we've built this to make this easy for you to use. So if there are any validation issues within the report, the XML will not generate. The reason being is that we don't want the client to try and upload something that is ultimately not compliant with the regulator. And this comes back to, the ease of use and making it smooth filing every time. And let's just touch on the AIFMD reporting as well. So that's a big thing here in Europe. So AIFMD is similar to the CPO PQR in that it is reported at the fund and the manager level. So when we select we can select one of the funds here. So you'll see that it looks a lot similar to the Form PF and the CPO PQR. So this is the AIF report, or the Alternative Investment Fund. So this, on the top left, is predominantly static data, and you have the customizable workflow on the top right. So we have a number of features built throughout the application to make your life easier. We've already had a look at the validations and the look-throughs in the Form PF module. So those features are built into the CPO PQR and AIFMD modules as well. For clients that have thousands of positions, reviewing that many number of lines through look-throughs on a screen can be a pain. So we've built a data export function to look for all the calculations for the amounts in the report. So the way you'd go about that is you'd come here, and then you'd see that you can generate an XML, and you just download the XML. I mean, the Excel file, sorry. And once the Excel is downloaded, you can go through all the different calculations there. So if you have thousands of lines, thousands of holdings, it makes it a lot easier to tally them all up. So, and that's a brief look at our reporting platform. So I hope that's given you a better idea of how our solution can make your reporting a lot easier.
Thank you so much, Kieran. That was great. Apologies to our viewers there for the screen lag. We understand it was probably about a 25-second delay, but if you have any questions about our particular platform there, please get in touch with us after the webinar is over. I'm going to pass you over to Steve now. So Steve, what else can our data do? How can data be used beyond its normal usage?
Thanks, Edie. Yes, the focus for my slide here is having a golden source of data across all your compliance monitoring requirements, and to use your data as an asset. You have beautiful, normalized, enriched data. This is an asset. It should be treated as an asset, maximize its use, and sweat that asset, reuse and redeploy. There are diamonds in there waiting to be discovered. This is a journey of discovery to be made now, and I'll go through what's possible. You have risk insights, you have daily dashboards and real-time rules. I'll just show you this within the Acometrics application now. There's a dashboard view I'd like to show.
Apologies to our viewers again. It's just going to take a few more seconds to come up on our screens.
So on this dashboard, we effectively have a slice and dice view of your data. We have a NAV versus AUM returns chart. We have graphical charting in those dashboards. We have slice and dice here. You can see your fund composition by asset class. You can change that then to show by counterparty, by sector, by region, by market, and by currency. There are lots of other options available on this dashboard. Also, this dashboard is a configurable widget dashboard. So if you don't want to see certain widgets on your dashboard, if your view is more operational or more financial view, you can add widgets that suit your business model to this screen, and they are for your use only on the application. When you log in, you get your own personalized view of that data on your screen. In addition to this, we have the concept of real-time rules. We have a rules engine within the Acometrics platform, which can then run on your regulatory data. I know this is data for compliance use only, but this is the extra things that you can squeeze from your data to detect anomalies. You can use these triggers then to change your perspectives or change your investment strategy on your fund because it's becoming too exposed to a certain jurisdiction, etc. And this is where you can get extra value from that data. We have machine learning, i.e. outlier analysis and peer group analysis, machine learning being the main buzzword of the day, I guess, in terms of data and the quality and what you can do with your data. Using machine learning and AI, you can run analytics on the Acometrics platform across all your funds, to your historical filings, etc., and detect something that doesn't look correct. This is the outlier analysis. If your exposures last year suddenly changed this year, or quarter on quarter they've been a certain pattern up to now, and then suddenly in this quarter or the last quarter you're reporting they changed significantly, you'll be alerted in the Acumetrics platform to tell you to check something, that something doesn't look right and something looks like it's out of the norm of pattern of behavior across your portfolio. And this is interesting because this could be a fat-fingered error in terms of data loading, data management, or loading into the Acumetrics platform. But you can see it and you can act on that information. The future of this is extra data insights beyond the immediate compliance use. So while firms have been struggling and pushing for kind of 10 years of during the reform since the global financial crash, focusing on compliance, they can now switch their view and focus on optimization and getting more from the data that they've essentially been instructed to gather for regulatory reporting and use that for optimization and for extra information.
Thank you so much, Steve. That's fantastic. Now we have a couple of questions here that have been coming in during the webinar. My first question is, what is Acumetrics coverage across the current and future regulations? I think that's a good question for Cathal.
Yeah, thanks, Phoebe. Yeah, I suppose so. At Acumetrics, we cover all current and future regulations then within the market. So currently, what we're looking at is AIFMD, Form PF, CPO-PQR, 13F. We're also the only RegTech firm that has been authorized by a regulator to provide reg reporting. For us, it's quite simple to build. We look at a single data source across all the regulations. So while they might be looking for things in a different way, again, all the underlying data is the same. So for us, it's very simple, and we ensure that it is made easy for the clients.
I might take an item there, Cathal. In addition to that, because we're built on a single data source, building a new application for a new regulation is fairly straightforward. We only need to build the delta on top of what's currently in our system. And once we gather that data that's needed, then we can build the interface to grab the data from the users. And of course, since we have a common architecture across our platform for static data, for workflow, and for analytics, building to suit and to execute on a new regulation is fairly straightforward for Acumetrics.
Thank you very much. So we have another question here. How do I know my data will be secure if I outsource my regulatory reporting to a firm such as Acumetrics?
So yeah, I'll take that one, Phoebe. So all the data that's in the Acumetrics platform currently, and all the data we will ever consume and take from our customers into the Acumetrics platform is highly secured in my view. We use secure transfer mechanisms, i.e. SFTP and secure sharing, to ensure the data being sent to us is protected from end to end, from the investment manager all the way through to Acumetrics. Over the past 2 years, we have gone through repeated ISO 27001 certification and audits. We received that certification 2 years ago, and it means we have to have processes and controls and procedures in place from secure cloud programming to secure data and secure processes and procedures within our business. On top of that, the Acumetrics cloud application has been built with security built in from the ground up.
That's great. And we have our third and final question today. Can Acumetrics incorporate client-specific methodologies into regulatory reporting? Another question for Cathal.
Yeah, I'll take that. So I suppose it's a great question because, again, you're very rarely going to find two clients that are the same kind of strategy or views in the market. So absolutely, you're going to have to factor in client-specific methodologies. Again, it comes back to what I was talking about earlier about is finding a partner that takes the burden away from you and understands both the industry and your strategy. We at Acumetrics have built an application that's flexible in relation to data loading. We can take client-specific methodologies in the upload of the files. Data methodologies or client-specific methodologies can also be done within the application. You can also configure them via an automated process. So because we're looking at making everything automated and easing the burden on the clients, If it is a case, we work with the clients. We understand what the client-specific methodology is, and we ensure that that's built in per client also. So again, it's all about having the flexible application, the flexible solution here, and easing the burden and taking the heavy lifting from the clients.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to our webinar today. I'd like to thank our panel for being troopers and managing all our questions there at the end. And we really hope that you got a lot of value out of it. If you have any questions about our platform, you can contact us at sales@aqmetrics.com. Please don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks again and enjoy the rest of your day.